will your ideas work in the real world? It's time to find out in the prototype stage. So, what is a prototype? A prototype is a model of your design. It's something real that you can see and touch and use to find out if it helps solve your problem. You can prototype any kind of idea. For example, if you're making an object, you can use paper or cardboard or other supplies to build it. If it's a space, you can rearrange a room or use props to create your vision. If it's a system, you can draw a cartoon or a diagram that lays out how it will work. And if it's an experience, you can act it out. These are just some ways that you can prototype. You don't need expensive materials to prototype, and prototypes don't have to be fancy. Your goal is to try out your ideas quickly to see which are most promising. Also, prototyping is something you do over and over. As you see how your first prototypes work, you'll keep making new and better versions. This is called iteration, and it's a big part of the design process. Keeping their most important goals in mind, the design team at Southeast High School decides to prototype 3 ideas: opening the library before and after school, creating little free libraries around the school, and starting a drop-in program so students can get help or advice from teachers. They begin by sketching their ideas, drawing pictures of how they'd rearrange the library space, what the little free libraries could look like, and how they could advertise their initiatives. They also diagram the steps they'll take to open the library and the steps they'll take to set up drop-in hours. Sketching and diagramming helps them think through all the details needed to make their ideas real. To prototype the before and after school library concept, which they nickname Basil, the team gets permission from the principal and from the teacher whose class is in the library. They post flyers and advertise during daily announcements that the library will be open next week from 7:15 to 8 a.m. and from 3 to 4:45 p.m. And then they recruit a teacher to help them supervise the space during those times. They check the computers and printer to make sure they're working, borrow some paper for the printer, and rearrange the furniture to create some seating clusters away from the area where the teacher runs his class. They also pull some books and reference materials from the shelves to create small displays on the tables. Their goal with this prototype is to see if students will use the library before and after school, and to see which resources are most in demand. To prototype the Little Free Libraries concept, the design team splits into 3 groups and each recruits a teacher to work with them. They get medium-sized cardboard boxes, cut a door into one side, and decorate the boxes. Then they fill the boxes with reading material they like: magazines, graphic novels, and books they bring from home or get donated from the school staff or neighbors. Each team finds a place in the school to set up their mini library and post a sign encouraging people to borrow and/or donate items. One box goes on a window ledge in the east stairwell, one goes on the counter in the main office, and one goes just inside the cafeteria entrance near the ID scanner. They plan to check the libraries every day for a week to see what is borrowed or donated. They'll also observe how students react to the libraries. Their goal with this prototype is to see if they can encourage reading and support student interest by sharing good material in a fun and accessible way. To prototype the drop-in hours concept, which the students nickname AT, short for Ask a Teacher, the students look for teachers who can stay late 1 or 2 days after school next week. A few teachers say they aren't available, but the math teacher, the technology teacher, and the business education teacher all agree to participate. The design team advertises the service during daily announcements and posts flyers throughout the school. Teachers also make announcements in their classrooms. With this prototype, the team wants to see how they can help students get timely advice and assistance. Prototyping helps the team quickly figure out how to implement their ideas in their school. How will you bring your ideas to life through prototyping?